the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. Should you buy it in 2023? So, first thing I'll just say straight out is do not buy an untested one. I'm just gonna say it right now. You might be lucky, but most of you will not. I will say that about 80% of these right now have a defect, and I will actually list all the defects right now so you know to not buy an untested one. Even don't buy from a private person, like a used one or something like that. Like, buy a refurbished one from an official website. And I know I will get a lot of hate for this, but I have repaired so many of these because they have so many issues. Like, there has never been that I get a Game Boy Advance and it doesn't have any issues. I still had to do something with it. So different things are, many people do forget to take out the batteries, which lead to corrosion. That's one thing, but that isn't that like common. Another thing that is extremely common is a defective power switch. I actually have a motherboard right here that will show you that, but this thing actually had a corrosion problem, which led to the power switch getting destroyed. And even after replacing it, I'm not sure if this one works. I can't remember if I tested it, but even then there are still issues. And another big issue is the start and select buttons. Like, about 50% of the devices have dirty start and select buttons. That doesn't mean that they don't work, but you have to either press them in hard on about 50% of them, okay? And about 25 to 30% have defective, up, down, left, right, and A and B buttons. The L and R buttons are, oh, this one is actually missing this is the L button, the L button cover, but those do not have problems that commonly, so I'm not even gonna talk about that. And one other thing is that even though you might be able to repair like the corrosion on this, on the battery terminal and the power switch, there will still like be corrosion up in here. Is there on this one? Yes, there is. Can you? Yeah, it's almost impossible to see, but there is a little blue on there. So if I look inside of here, yes, there is a little corrosion on this last pin. Can you see that? On this last pin, there is a little green. On this one, that will still work. Like, I would say that probably will still work. Is there more corrosion? No, just that last pin, and I'm not even sure if that one is getting used. Yeah, well, anyway. But if you want to buy a refurbished one, all of that, there are going to be different types of people. So there are going to be the type of people that buy them because or like for nostalgia, they grew up with these, or you just want one of these because they're retro and they're awesome. They have a huge library. They can play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. And I mean, they're just awesome in general. And the battery lasts really long. What else can I say about it? It's a really good device. So, if you're here for nostalgia, I would, as I've said, I have made reviews on all of these other ones. Buy it. It is comfortable, and it will get a lot of retro feel from it. The screen is colored. It does not have a backlight, so you might consider buying an IPS mod, but I do not recommend to buy an IPS modded one right away, because I do recommend that you just have a little fun with the original screen at first. You can also buy a worm light. Oh, there goes my light. Buy a worm light because it will help you with seeing the screen at night. So at day you don't, I wouldn't recommend using the worm light if you can see the screen. Like right now, it's a little hard to see the screen, but it's still good. The Mario games on this is awesome. I actually forgot to mention on the Game Boy Color, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. Mwah! Extremely good game. I freaking love it. It's on point. On this one, all the Mario games are awesome. Just voila. Same with the Pokemon games, same with the Sonic games. Tetris, I think there's probably like a Tetris game on this. Pong, if you know what Pong is, extremely good. And there are a lot of other games too. What are some other games? I mean, there are extremely many games. I also love Doom, but playing Doom on the Game Boy Advance, like the controls are extremely weird, so I would actually not recommend that if you, of course, consider it. But Doom on the Game Boy Advance, come on, it's awesome. It can play Doom. Yeah, but if you just want to buy like a, if you just want to play something from your childhood and you grew up with this thing, buy it right now. I'm not gonna stop you. This is freaking awesome. But just buy a restored one. Yeah, but you might also consider the Game Boy Advance SP. It is a little less comfortable, but it does have a backlight screen that you also can turn off. Like, compare this. This is what a Game Boy Advance screen would look like, and this is what the Game Boy Advance SP screen looks like. Like, there's a big difference. But if you grew up with this thing, you might get a little more retro by just playing on this, because there is no backlight. You might get some memories to the past, you know, since there was no backlight, a little different times. It's just awesome, and it's more comfortable than the Game Boy Advance SP. It's a little cramped up. Yeah, but if you grew up with this thing, I would not look back to other generations before that. Only if you want to play like other games or whatever. I mean, this thing can play all games, but the thing with Game Boy Advance games, there's no battery is in here. These two have the same screen, so just that this one has a backlight. Yeah, they get like smaller, which in comparison, it's still easier to I mean, you can still see things, but you can also never do this, never. But you can also do that. Oh, I just found a small defect. Yeah, so the L button needs to be cleaned. Anyway, yeah, it does. So you can stretch it out, but it looks horrible, and it doesn't stretch out the top. It just stretches out the like sides, which looks weird. Like if you would play a game like this, it would look awful. Do not do that. So yeah, you can do the same on the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, is there anything more to say than that? I mean, if you're looking, yeah, and you have to do that. If you're looking for a Game Boy that is just retro and you didn't grow up with the Game Boy, I would definitely consider the Game Boy Advance or Advance SP. So these are different experiences. This is more comfortable, but this is a little more compact. The screen also gets scratches or easier on this one. You get scratches much faster on this one than on this one. These I actually almost never see scratches on, while the Game Boy Advance I do see scratches on really often. So yeah, if you want the comfortableness of the Game Boy Advance, you know what? I'll actually make you a step. If you want a backlight screen, buy this thing first from a refurbished one without any mods. Then either get it modded or mod it after playing on it without any mods, if you of course want to. And yeah, if you like that, then awesome. If you want something a little more compact, you can also upgrade to the Game Boy Advance SP after a while, you know? It's a different experience. The screen also is different from an IPS screen. IPS screen is gonna be better, but the Game Boy Advance SP screen, AGS 101 or 001 is gonna be a little more nostalgic. I mean, I guess it's also not rechargeable. This is not a comparison video, okay? They're different. I'm gonna make that's gonna be a whole nother video. This is just like comparing a little to what you might consider, you know? So yeah, I hope you got a little feel or like a little tutorial on what I would recommend, what you should do, you know, like it's up to you, of course, like what you want, what you feel like. So if you have a little smaller hands, this might be a little better, but like for me, can I show this? Like my fingers go like this when I do this. Wait, like if I do it closed, yeah, as you can see, you can't do this on a Game Boy Advance. I mean, I guess you can, but like look at my hands. Like this is like in the shape of a Game Boy Advance. So if I put my hands away and put them like this, they're exactly where the button should be. Like this is more comfortable. You just get your hands around this. So hopefully you got some ideas from this video on what you should buy. So thank you guys for watching. Like, dislike, subscribe. New video coming soon on if you should buy this thing. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.